People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, you guys know I cover much of Arsenal, but I'm a bigger fan than just Arsenal. I'm a fan of the game first, Arsenal second, in the sense that, of course, Arsenal gave me the love for football, but I love the game and for all it's worth. And whether Arsenal are playing or not, you know I can't stay away from watching football for too long. I always find myself watching some league or some country sort of football. And then you guys know I like to scout players. I like to talk about players. I don't like to write conclusions on players, but I like to identify talent. And I'd like to think I've gained a reputation of transparency, trustworthiness, and having a half a clue sometimes when you look at Guendouzi, when you look at Torreira, when you look at many of these players I've been speaking about. Not that I know everything, not that I'm the only one, because I know very little. I've got a long way to go, but you get the point at this moment. So this weekend, Thuavin, Julian Brandt, and Kai Havertz. You guys, first, I'll start off with Havertz, 18 years of age. Next, Mesut Ozil. Probably not at the level where he probably could play for the... He can cut his teeth and hold his own on a football pitch for the top sides, but if I'm Madrid and these sides there, you probably want to leave him until he's closer to his finished potential before you buy him and things like that. And probably the same for him. He's at a good place for his development. But I saw him score 2 goals against Bremen. His second goal was a lovely... it was an Ozil sort of finish. He lifted it over the keeper. It was 6-2 against Werder Bremen by Leverkusen. It was a mad game. It was a mad game because they more or less bottled the 3-goal lead and then regained it. But I like him, man. I would love, especially if Ramsey's leaving, considering we've dealt with his club in regards to negotiations before, I would love him to come, man. He's got an excellent weight of pass, excellent movement, excellent, just a lovely technical footballer. I've sat here and spoke about him many times, and yeah, man, he's a lovely footballer, man, a really lovely footballer, and someone, whoever gets him, he's going to make them proud. And he did his thing, quite simply, man. I think he's ready to come to Arsenal and play with all the other young G's, but yeah, young Ozil, man. Ironically, against Ozil's old club. And then you've got Thuavin. Now, I'm not even going to lie, people. It took me a while to be sold on Thuavin. I can't say his name, Marseille Don, former Newcastle. Not because of his Newcastle days. I've always thought he's a talented player, but you know when you just need that bit of convincing, or you just need to be wowed by a player sort of thing. I've got appreciation for his talents. He's a good winger. He can play on the right, which I prefer him on. He can play on the left. He can actually play through the middle. I must admit, in big games, he hasn't really convinced me. I watched PSG yesterday. He was somewhat anonymous. But you look at his goal-scoring stats. He's got 3 assists, 7 goals, and in 10 appearances already. Already better in last season, which I thought was a good season away from stats for him. He seems to be coming into his own. Deserved his World Cup place, to be honest with you. He's turning 26, so he needs to kind of be the finished article. So you're thinking maybe he is that now, to be fair. Maybe he's worth looking at and possibly spending a few bob on. I'm not too sure. So yeah, man, I'd say I'm 98% convinced on him. There's still that extra bit of doubt. I'd more want Julian Brandt now. Another one that was at the World Cup, didn't win it with Germany, plays for Leverkusen, one of the young G's, 22 years of age. He's looking way more calculated in his movement. He excelled on the left for me, on the right. He was drifting inside. He was playing with his head up. His standards did drop, in my opinion, towards the end of the game. And at times he could just get his head up a bit more and just be simple. Not that he's trying to do Mahrez and be amazing, but he's someone I'll be looking at as well, because you know we need a winger. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm always going to find a case to bring a midfielder in, or these creative players, or these young players. So yeah, Thuavin looks 4 times the player he was at Newcastle. For whatever reason, it didn't work out there. I'm not too sure, but I don't want to keep up any more of your time, people. But these are the couple of players I'm looking at to try and make a vid next year, essentially, in regards to who we should be looking at. And these are 3 men I was looking at, essentially. And they're all of a good age, man. Thuavin is 25, turning 26. Kai Havertz is 18, I'm sure, turning 19. And Brandt is 22. So they're all at a good age for the philosophy and what we're trying to do with the club. And you'd like to think, well, definitely Brandt and Kai, there's resale value of some sorts there. So, yeah, man, let me get out of your hair. I got nothing more to say, people. Yeah, just... they're the 3 players I was looking at. I'm looking at, and I had a chance to watch them all this week. So I thought I'd make a vid. I like to document these things, and yeah, man, I hope I've given you something decent in it. So on that note, people, DG, I'm out, man. Comment, subscribe, do the rest if you wish. Bang.